Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, Lover of Han? Emilia Clarke joins the Han Solo standalone film. StarWars.com has just announced that Clarke, known best, of course, as Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, will join the upcoming untitled Han Solo Star Wars movie. Clarke joins Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover, previously cast as Han Solo and so awesomely Lando Calrissian, respectively, in the highly anticipated film, which is set prior to the original Star Wars trilogy. The untitled Han Solo movie, helmed, of course, by directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, is set for release in 2018, and we are very excited around here. Here to join me today to discuss this news is Star Wars experts Adam Habak, yes, and Erica Ichi.
I'll take that.
You look alarmed by that, but you were definitely a Star Wars
I mean,
expert.
that's a
high compliment.
yeah. So mighty big shoes to fill.
I'm just going to say right out of the gate that I am more and more excited about this movie, right? I think at first I thought Han Solo, another person playing Han Solo seems almost impossible to me. Mm-hmm. But then they got the casting so right with Han. And I'm sorry, but Donald Glover is Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, that really.
So honestly, I was a little hesitant about this film as well, just because I would prefer to see them make films further afield from the original storyline. However, just Donald Glover's casting sealed the deal for me.
Absolutely. There's a whole world that we can go to with that character alone with Lando, which opens up the question of what we're here to talk about today. Who is Emilia Clarke playing? I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I love her Daenerys. What do you think, Adam?
Well, this is interesting because my Game of Thrones experience is very limited. So I know her primarily from just a few episodes here and there, and the movie that we shall not name, Terminator Genesis.
You named it.
I know, I'm sorry. But I think she's a great actor. In terms of who she's going to play, that's so hard to say because there were rumors about Sana Starros being cast in this movie. We had different actors like Naomi Scott.
Yeah, so the batch of actresses being tested for a lead female role was Naomi Scott, Zoe Kravitz, and Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
So those would have all fit with Han Solo's wife.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit for people that don't have the background on this. Adam, who is this character?
Yeah, so this character came out in the Marvel comics that have been recently doing a whole new kind of launch of Star Wars, and this was a really unexpected surprise. Up until this point, we had always assumed Han Solo was always a single man, a smuggler, who really didn't get into his first relationship until he met Leia. And then we found out that was in fact not the case. Sana Starros was his first wife, and she is a colored person. So this casting kind of leads me to believe that it likely won't be her, because if they've already established this character's identity in the comic book, they're not going to change it in the movie.
And you know, it's interesting because we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I think there's all of these questions about the expanded universe, which is, my understanding is this, is basically the expanded universe is out, but they can cherry pick from it. And we were talking about this before. I think probably in the saga films, they are doing some version of Jason and Jaina. Add to that the books and the comic books that have been released since they made the line, which was, I think, which they drew the line at episode 7, yes?
Yes.
So the books that have been released a little bit prior and then after that are canon.
Yep.
They are also canon, as is Rebels and as is Clone Wars.
Yes.
So with all that in mind, let us fan cast Emilia Clarke. Wouldn't it be cool, we were saying, to see her as a bounty hunter?
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I mean, we know Han Solo's story prior to episode 4 is a lot of smugglings, a lot of dealings, a lot of stuff, shady stuff with Jabba the Hutt. It'd be really cool if she was kind of the yin to his yang and played a very similar type of character, but on completely opposite ends.
And you know, she's a beautiful woman, but I would not mind seeing her as an alien.
Yeah.
Some sort of badass alien bounty hunter lady.
There's absolutely nothing to preclude her from being a mocap character, right? So, and I think that might be something that would be really cool to see from her. I also really like the idea that she is some other version of Han, right? Like, she's played so far very heroic characters, and it would be nice to see her dive into some richer territories and be maybe a bit of a villain in this.
You want her to be kind of a scruffy-looking nerf herder?
I want her to be like the straight-up villain. Like, I want her to be out for death and murder and mayhem. That's what I want. Or whatever else.
You heard it here first.
I think there's a number of things that could be cool in this. I think that this movie is shaping up to be more and more as exciting as the casting releases come out. Final thoughts on this? If you could fan cast one character that we know is available to us that she could be playing, who would it be?
Oh man, how crazy would it be if they're like, she's playing Greedo? I'm like, what?
Chewbacca.
Right? That'd be insane.
Let's hear her Wookiee.
Greedo or Chewbacca?
Yeah.
I want dragons in space
I
while
think,
we're at it.
Fun fact, I think actually Greedo was portrayed by a female in person in the Star Wars movie, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
All right, well, those are our thoughts. You guys let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to learn to speak the English language. I'm so excited by all the Star Wars. Sing it with me.
Star
Nothing but Star Wars
No,
news.
Star Wars 2018.
Awkward outro. Let us know what you think in the comments below or on Twitter. You can talk to us at SJ News and click right here for more from Screen Junkies News.